setting. It's a 24-hour event. De Mevius is obviously one of the favourites. And César Baroni and Baroni-Giraudet in their Integrale. Came third last year, European Championship leaders at the moment. Robert Droogmans and Oosten always have battled. I think he's won here 4 times or 5 times. The man who won last year is Patrick Snijers, and he's been driving impeccably and is expected to do very well here in his Ford Escort Cosworth. RAS built, running on Pirellis. And the turnout is amazing. They estimate that something like 250,000 will turn out for this event over the 24-hour period. And De Mevius going well in the early stages. Baroni having quite a lot of mechanical problems and not happy with his suspension. Droogmans going well, enjoying the drive as always, but the man who's screaming through is Patrick Snijers. On the first special stage, he built up a 13-second lead and not putting a foot wrong. Now then, number 6 is the Ford Escort Cosworth of Alistair McRae, trying to emulate his father and his brother in this event. His father won it in '87, his brother won it in '90, and the Mike Taylor prepared Escort. But here we get a chance to see Snijers in one of the built-up areas, increasing his lead all the way through the first day. De Mevius, his suspension too hard, gear ratios too short, not a happy man at all. The weather warm and sunny. Droogmans trying to sort out his problems as well. He's having a good battle for second place with Ferreyros. Ferreyros in the ex-Tabaton Integrale, the man from Peru. Now then, Group N, Milissen as one would expect. The star number of 12 is out there in his Sierra Cosworth. He's got a bad tummy apparently. He's not enjoying the drive too much. On the other hand, Paul Lietaer is moving up through the field. He started at 15th. Now then, Ferreyros in his Griffin Tune machine. Not getting factory support, but really putting some pressure on. But out in front at the top of nearly every special stage, Snijers-Colebunders increase their lead ahead of Droogmans, who's had problems with drive shafts now, as well as the clutch. And Ferreyros hanging on to that third and putting the pressure on Droogmans. De Mevius not happy and only holding on to 4th position. This man's having a brilliant debut drive in his RAS prepared Ford Sierra Cosworth, Pierre Dumoulin. But Lietaer is raising everybody's eyebrows. Enrico Bertone had a bad knee after his last crash last time out, but 5th after 14 stages. And there's Dumoulin again. Welshman David Llewellyn is having an awful outing in his Works Astra. He was seeded 11 and he's running about 11th, but he's got a lot of suspension problems. So time for a regroup.
The first lap go very well. We are 15 seconds behind the Mevius. It's not so bad, and I think for the next lap we give the car a little bit more boost and we can follow the top 5.
Well, Snijers has been out in front for 14 of the 16 stages. Was it an easy ride so far?
No, but it's not finished. Now I'm in the lead, but we're going fast, but we must stay in a good concentration and not making faults, and that's very important because the roads are dangerous with all the stones and the small dirt on the road, so it's still tricky.
But he still leads through the nighttime sections. Droogmans and Ferreyros are still battling it out, 2nd and 3rd. And continuing his storming drive is Paul Lietaer and Herman de Maegd in their Ford Escort. They had to change a turbo and they had a bit of servo problems as well. But they're doing their sponsors Crack a real service here. Crack, a local furniture manufacturer from Ypres. Now then, Gregoire de Mevius had a horrifying 6-gear spin and he's way down in 6th. As far as the Group N boys are concerned, Millissen's still in the lead, but there's been a bit of a change. And you'll see that Min is now in second place, and that puts Verhofstadt into third place. Wonderful scenes in Ypres main town square, and time for third place Ferreyros to reflect.
It's we have to try. He's going very fast tonight. He was attacking, I think, a little bit tonight because we were going a little bit better than during the day, and he was taking time out of us. So tomorrow we're gonna try and keep like this. And last stage we took 1 second out of him, so or 2 seconds, I think. So tomorrow we're gonna go out to try and be in front of him.
Day 2, warm, cloudy, dry, vast crowds around the whole of the course, 250 stage miles. Over 50% of this event is competitive mileage, and it's Snijers from Droogmans, from Ramon Ferreyros again. Ferreyros having 1 or 2 problems because he doesn't have work, service and tyres. César Baroni and Baroni-Giraudet. There's talk that this car is down on power a bit. The man who came third last year, and this is Enrico Bertone, still going well in his Integrale. De Mevius changed the transmission last night to try and get better ratios. But let's go on board with Lietaer, the man who's making a real showing. They said it was a bit tight, a bit narrow, a bit windy, a lot of loose stuff on the tarmac, and a lot of long grass around the edges of the road, so that it's difficult to pick a good line. But the Escorts are really giving the Lancias a run for their money, and as I say so, total misjudgment by Enrico Bertone. He loses so much time here, he doesn't even get his 3-point turn right. Meanwhile, through the built-up areas, it's still Patrick Snijers, reigning supreme. He hasn't had a single thing go wrong with that car. Droogmans now hanging on fairly comfortably to second place, but having to drive hard. Group N still with Milissen. Oh, going a little bit wide there. It's amazing how these Sierras look sedentary compared with the Escorts. Verhofstadt has now moved up into second place in Group N. He's been having a fantastic battle with the Mitsubishi Galant of Nicholas Min, who's in third in Group N. Now here's McRae. Gearbox problems for him. Mr. Gear there. He's running without the latest brakes. He's had 2 blowouts until he sorted his tyre valves out. One of them was a 7th gear blowout in the middle of the night, so a scary outing for him. Is having to do everything he can to maintain his second position. The 2-wheel drive boys having fun in their Astras. This is David Llewellyn. He's replaced most of his suspension with Opel Belgium parts to see if he can improve the handling. And César Baroni heading off towards a 5th place. And Paul Lietaer, as good at night as he was during the day, drives towards a superb 4th overall. Ferreyros never did manage to catch Droogmans, but what a creditable drive from the young Peruvian. 3rd place. Droogmans sweating a bit, woke up after the early stages of the rally and is second on the podium. But what a superb drive by Patrick Snijers and Danny-Colebunders in their RAS-built Ford Escort Cosworth. Driving on Pirelli tyres, eased up a bit to try and save the car in the very final stages, but ends up at the top of that podium with an absolutely faultless victory. So here's confirmation of the Group A results. Group N, the highest placed Group N car was Milissen in 12th position overall. Second place Group N, Verhoestraat, and Min ended up third.
I think we did a good race and everything went well, so the team worked very good, the car was good, we both were good, so no problem.
How sideways are you going to go into Park Fair, mate?
Very, very, very sideways.